Spiritual Manthan.
Hey there! Have you ever felt that overwhelming urge to constantly be doing something? Like if you're not in constant motion, you're somehow failing at life. Well, I'm here to tell you something that might surprise you. Doing nothing can sometimes be the most powerful thing you do. Yeah, I know it sounds strange, right? But hear me out. The art of pausing. There are moments in life when the best choice you can make is to do absolutely nothing. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? We're always told that action is the key to success, that you have to hustle, grind, and never stop moving. But sometimes, the wisest thing to do is to just stop. Imagine you're driving on a foggy road. What's the smart thing to do? Slow down or even stop until the fog clears. It's the same with life. When everything feels uncertain, when you're overwhelmed, or when you're faced with a tough decision, maybe it's time to hit the brakes. Why doing nothing is so powerful? So why is this idea of doing nothing so powerful? Well, it's because it gives you a chance to reset, to reflect, and to breathe. When we allow ourselves to pause, we often find clarity and peace. You know, sometimes the best thing you can do is let go. We all carry around so much baggage, past hurts, regrets, disappointments. It's like we're lugging around a heavy suitcase full of stuff we don't need anymore. Letting go doesn't mean you forget or ignore what happened. It means you release the burden and free yourself to move forward. You're not forgetting the suitcase. You're just deciding you don't need to carry it everywhere you go. Think of it this way. Our minds are like a snow globe. When you shake it, everything gets all cloudy and chaotic. But if you set it down and leave it alone, eventually everything settles and you can see clearly again. Doing nothing is like putting that snow globe down. Acceptance, the key to inner peace. And then there are those times when the most beneficial thing you can do is to accept things as they are. Life is full of situations we can't control or change. We can't control the weather, the economy, or how other people act. But we can control how we react. By accepting things as they are, we stop resisting reality and start finding ways to navigate through it. Acceptance doesn't mean you like what's happening or that you're giving up. It just means you're choosing to deal with the situation as it is, not as you wish it were. Think about it. How much of your stress comes from wishing things were different? From trying to change things you have no control over? It's like trying to push a river upstream. No matter how hard you try, you're just going to exhaust yourself. Acceptance allows us to find peace and strength to continue our journey, even when things aren't perfect. Problems solve themselves. You know, it's funny. A lot of the problems we worry about actually solve themselves. In fact, I'd say about 80% of the problems you think you have will disappear without you needing to do anything. Why? Because many of these problems are just potential issues. They exist only in your mind as worries about what might happen. But most of these imagined problems never come to pass. Think about the last time you were worried sick about something that never happened. We're all guilty of it. Our minds are like a bad movie theater sometimes, playing endless reruns of horror flicks that don't exist. And even when problems do come up, with time, you'll realize they're not as big as they initially seemed. As you gain perspective, you either forget about them or learn to live with them. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable or even insignificant. Blessings in disguise. Here's another thing. Some problems turn out to be blessings in disguise. What you initially see as a curse can lead to unexpected positive outcomes. Think of it like this. When you plant a seed, it looks like you're just burying something in the dirt. But with time, something beautiful grows. A problem might feel like dirt being piled on top of you, but maybe it's just the start of something new growing in your life. You might find that a problem pushes you toward a better future, and you end up grateful for the experience because it brought about personal growth or new opportunities. Letting life flow. Sometimes, simply leaving things as they are can fix them. I know, that idea might seem scary, because we've been taught to solve all our problems and even prevent them before they happen. However, problems are a natural part of life. They're necessary for change, evolution, and progress. Think about it. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and muscles grow when you rest after a workout. Sometimes, it's better to let life flow and allow things to take their course, even if it means facing some undesirable outcomes. Life is a cycle. For new things to begin, some things must end. The wisdom of doing nothing. To do nothing is to do everything. This might sound like a paradox, but it's actually the essence of an ancient Chinese philosophy called Taoism. It teaches us to align with the natural flow of the universe rather than forcing our will upon it. This principle is beautifully illustrated in Sun Tzu's renowned book, The Art of War. Sun Tzu emphasized that to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. This idea suggests that true mastery lies not in overt confrontation, but in subtle, patient strategies that lead to victory without conflict. It's about using the energy and circumstances around you to your advantage rather than directly opposing them. There's an old saying, sit on the riverbank long enough, and you will see the body of your enemy floating down. It's a bit dark, but the metaphorical meaning is powerful. It highlights the power of patience and inaction. It suggests that if you wait long enough and refrain from reacting impulsively, your adversaries will eventually face the consequences of their actions without you having to lift a finger. The strength in restraint. In the end, if you do not react to your enemy's malicious criticisms, you allow their true nature to reveal itself. By not engaging in their negativity or retaliating, you maintain your integrity and peace of mind. Over time, your enemy's masks will fall off, exposing their true intentions and character to everyone. People will eventually see the truth, recognizing the malice behind their actions. Your patience and restraint will highlight your strength and authenticity, making it clear who was truly in the wrong. Applying the power of doing nothing to your life can teach you valuable lessons. When you take a step back and do nothing, you realize that the world continues to function perfectly without your constant involvement. Flowers still bloom, the sun rises and sets each day, and your friends carry on with their lives. This realization brings two important insights. First, it becomes clear that life doesn't revolve around you. This understanding can be freeing. It means you don't have to worry about controlling everything around you. The world can manage without you constantly trying to fix things. Focus on what truly matters. You are responsible for yourself. While the world goes on, you realize that you are the one who needs to take care of yourself. You are responsible for your own well-being and happiness. This insight empowers you to focus on what you need to be healthy and content. Doing nothing often improves your quality of life because what you choose not to do can be more important than what you actually do. For example, avoiding smoking is more beneficial for your health than any amount of cardio exercise. Choosing not to eat junk food is more crucial than following any specific diet plan. Not spending more money than you can afford is more important than investing in risky ventures. Sometimes, it's not about adding more to your life, but about subtracting what's unnecessary. The healing power of rest. On the other hand, when you do nothing, you give everything around you a chance to regenerate and refresh. This principle can be seen in various aspects of life. For instance, when you sleep, your body heals and restores itself. Similarly, when you take a break from work, your creativity can recharge. Constantly pushing yourself to be productive can lead to burnout and mental fatigue. However, stepping away from your tasks and allowing yourself some downtime can spark new ideas and perspectives. Intentional inaction. It's also important to recognize that doing nothing is not synonymous with inactivity or laziness. Rather, it's a deliberate and conscious choice to create space for rest and reflection. It involves setting aside time in our busy schedules to simply be without the pressure to achieve or accomplish. This intentional practice can be integrated into our daily lives in various ways, such as taking a walk in nature, sitting in silence, or engaging in activities that bring us joy and relaxation. The power of letting be. The conclusion here is that often the best solution is not about doing more, but about not doing anything at all. Taking a step back and allowing things to unfold naturally can often resolve issues more effectively than any action you might take. It's a reminder that sometimes inaction can be the most powerful form of action. Therefore, my unsolicited advice for today is to embrace the wisdom found in the simple phrase, "Let it be." Embrace the power of inaction and trust that sometimes the best way to fix your life is to simply let things be. I hope this has given you some food for thought. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed or pressured to make a decision, remember that doing nothing is always an option. And sometimes it's the best one. Let's give ourselves permission to pause, to breathe, and to let things be. You might be surprised at how much clarity and peace you find in the process. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or anything you'd like to add. I'd love to hear from you. As always, wishing you a beautiful day filled with peace, clarity, and the wisdom to know when doing nothing is the most powerful thing you can do.